Hi, so I'm proud to say that I finished another book which was 107 pages long in one single day. And I finished it because I genuinely liked the book and enjoyed it during the process of reading. So I'm quite excited to share my thoughts in this video. So the book is called as The Convenience Store Woman, which is a Japanese book, and it focuses on the lead Kiku, who is in her mid-30s and is still working in the convenience store from the age of 18, and she has no plans to get married or switch jobs for a higher pay, and she is satisfied in whatever she is doing and whatever position she is in her life. But the society doesn't approve of that because the society needs a person to get married, to have children, um, up to a certain age. And if a person doesn't fit in that norm of the society, he or she is criticized constantly and is called as not normal. So that's what happens with our lead Kiko, and it's her story written in this amazing 107 pages, um, which were highly engrossing for. So for me, understanding the character of Kiko was very hard because at times she was so accurate with her description of whatever was going around in her life and her observations of the current society as a whole, and I couldn't agree with her more. She was point to point correct on how the society works, and if you don't do a certain thing according to their norms, then they just tick you out of their boxes, and I couldn't agree more. But there were some incidences wherein Kiko appeared to me as a weird character who, up till now, I perfectly understood, but after that incident, I doubted whether I really know Kiko as a person, because there was one, shady incident wherein she is visiting her nephew, her sister's son, and it's described that he was asleep, and when he wakes up, his mother begins to soothe him, and Kiko simply glimpses at a knife which is lying next to her and thinks um sh- the son could be easily shushed by a knife. So it's not normal, like it's not normal thinking, Kiko, but again, you are a question to me and you are a puzzle to me. So moving on, one incident wherein Kiko was there was this was her normal day in a store, a convenience store. She was working a shift, and an old man comes there inside the store and begins to point out to customers, don't dirty the floor, don't stand in a queue in a straight line, put the water bottle in a correct position, and these small little things which he out of nowhere comes inside the store and begins to tell the customers. Incident is quite possible and you even forget it as you go on reading the book, but at the end, when Kiko realizes her aim in life and there's this big decision pending, you suddenly, this is like a goosebump moment. This was like a goosebump moment for me when I like this old man is Kiko. Like future Kiko is this old man, because for her the convenience store was her life. She dreamt in her sleep of the convenience store. She worked in the convenience store. She planned her whole life according to her shifts in the convenience store. It was her comfort zone, and she viewed her life from inside the convenience store. That was her life, and if that life was suddenly taken away from her, she was a mess. She was a total mess because she didn't know what to do with her life. She didn't know what to do with her day to day routine, with her hours of the day, and she was a total mess. And after she comes back to the convenience store, she realizes that this is her whole life and she must stay here or stay connected to the store every day in order to stay sane and and uh, to be ticked as a normal person by the society. And that realization and her life's parallel with that old man was such a goosebumpy moment for me. For these moments that I read books. You cannot, visually is it possible to, if this book gets made into a movie, is it possible to evoke the same emotions as the book evoked in me? I don't know. In short, this book delves into such various topics and delves deeper into mental health issues and how it is um, seen as a wrong thing by a society, how the norms should be followed in order for you to stay in a normal relationship with all the people of all the age groups, your parents, your friends, your children, your nephews, your co-workers, your bosses, everyone. If you follow this set of norms, if you stay inside the box, you are treated as a normal person. Like Kiko, she, after working for so many years in the convenience store, she finally or gradually, unknowingly adapts to these speaking styles of her co-workers, to their fashion senses. So that's what the book highlight. When Kiko puts on her resignation to her boss, he happily accepts it because he thinks that Kiko has another plans and he's happy for her. But how Kiko perceives that resignation, that reaction to her resignation is that human life is just a speck of a dust. As you can be eliminated by other humans in a second, and no one will care. The convenience after her, if she doesn't come for a day to a convenience store, the store will keep on working as it is and she'll be replaced by some other person in a second and nobody will care. So this is what the deep insight in the book was, and it's true, right? We all have that kind of realization at some point in our lives. So I recommend this book to everyone. You are a reader, read this book. You haven't read any books this year, read this book. This is your time because year is ending in a week. And yes, it was recommended by Panangal. So obviously it was.